Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing your predictions for the first quarter of 2022. And in order to do this reading, we will be picking our 4 piles together. And so for pile number 1, we have Lily of the Valley. For pile number 2, I see it popping up right there. What is that? We have Willow. For pile number 3, I see something popping up here as well. Oh, so we already have 4 as well. Yeah. For pile number 3, we have Hawthorn. And for pile number 4, we have Ragwort. If you like choosing with crystals, give me a moment to add these in right now. So for pile number 1, we have the Garnet along with the Lily of the Valley. For pile number 2, we have the Sodalite along with the Willow. For pile number 3, we have the white Howlite with the Hawthorn. And for pile number 4, we have the Amazonite along with the Ragwort. So take a look at which one of these 4 piles or 4 crystals you're the most drawn to. And that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, trust your intuition because it will always guide you to the right readings. You may find additional messages that you resonate with in the other piles that you felt drawn to. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, if you love the shuffling and the card picking process, I left this part specifically for you. I myself enjoy this process so much. And also, if you're interested in any of the decks that I use and want to know what their name is, I always leave their names down in the description box for you to check them out if you want. Okay, so now let's shuffle with intention. Let's pick our first oracle deck, for this reading. And let's ask. We kindly want to know the predictions, thank you, for the 4 piles for the first quarter of the year 2022, please. Can we kindly know the predictions? What to expect for the 4 piles for their quarter predictions for the year 2022, please. Thank you. So you have 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. Right, now we're going to be taking our second oracle deck. And again, we are going to be shuffling with intention. Can we kindly get the predictions for our 4 piles for the first quarter of the year 2022, please? Thank you. It fell in its place, right? I feel this for pile 1, pile 2, and pile 4. Wonderful. All right, now it's time for our tarot cards, and I will be using another tarot deck during the reading. You'll also find its name down in the description box. Okay, so I'll be adding 5 tarot cards to each of the 4 piles. So, can we kindly get the predictions, please, for the first quarter? For the first quarter of the year 2022. right? So 3 piles, 3 cards, they fell in the first pile, and we'll leave it there. And I kind of feel like we have 2 cards that need to come out. Actually 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Lovely. Let's add 3 cards for the 3rd pile. Oh, that was quick. 1, 2, and I feel this one. That's 3. Now for our 4th pile. Thank you. 1, 2, and 3. Lovely. Okay. 4 and 5. 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, and 5. Wonderful. We just finished our card picking process. Now it's time for us to organize our 4 piles. Let's take the first pile. Wonderful. So pile number 1 is ready. Let's add our garnet. Beautiful. All right, so pile number 2. Is also ready. Let's add our Sodalite. Wonderful. Now let's prepare our 3rd pile. Put them in to tuck them in neatly together. All right, so our pile number 3 is also ready. Let's add our white Howlite. And for pile number 4, it's prepared as well. Right, pile number 4 is also ready. And let's add the Amazonite. Wonderful. So our 4 piles are now ready. Thank you for spending your time with me and going through the shuffling process and the card preparation process. I enjoyed so much. It's so calming, isn't it? It was lovely having your energy around. Thank you for being there. And let's get to your reading. Hi, pile number 1. So you have chosen the beautiful Garnet as well as the Lily of the Valley. Let's take a look at your cards and see what your predictions are for the year for the first quarter of the year 2022. All right, we'll keep your card here. And you have interesting. There's kind of the same message here. You have the bell with awakening. The bell is all about the throat chakra because it marks beginnings and endings as well. Okay. You have Saturn in Capricorn with riches. Love that for you. Okay. Let's keep your beautiful garnet right there. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So pile number 1, you have the Prince of Wands or the the Knight of Wands. Okay. No, sorry, this is the Knight of Wands because in this deck, the Princess of Wands is the Page of Wands. You have the 9 of Swords. you have the 7 of Cups. That's how it looks like. All right. You have the 9 of Cups. Beautiful. And you have the 2 of Wands. So pile number 1, I see you this quarter going back and forth between one decision and the other. You're a little bit stressed with something. Something is causing a lot of worry and anxiety. And there is an invitation here to speak up, or at least you're thinking about it with the 7 of Cups here. You're really thinking about speaking up, saying something, but you're very worried at the same time. So I see you this quarter taking a huge step towards speaking about something or getting into the speaking business. Maybe it has to do with you working in something that has to do with speaking, or literally in the awakening, helping others. Your reading here shows that you wish to speak up, and you going back and forth about it, pile number 1. So what I'm seeing here is a decision, a need to take a decision that will really ultimately change your life for the better in this quarter. You do see the lily of the valley here, and the lily of the valley, it blooms at the same time that the nightingale returns from its yearly migrations. And so legend has it, or claims, that this is because the lily is in love with the nightingale's beautiful song, but the lily is a little shy to confess its feelings to the nightingale, and the nightingale is none the wiser and leaves each year for warmer climates. And so this really shows that sometimes when we don't speak up when it's needed, time is critical, and an opportunity could pass us by. And this is why you have the bell here. And like I said from the beginning, the bell marks a beginning and marks an end. So we're talking about critical timing. It's not just about speaking up, but speaking up when you're supposed or needed to speak up for yourself. And you do see Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn shows us a learning lesson, a tough one, that is, but it's definitely a learning lesson. And with Capricorn, you do see that once you put in that effort, that tough effort that is needed, you gain your riches, you gain your benefits from it. And so you'll be surprising yourself this quarter, pile number 1, by really speaking up. Again, the Garnet is all about confidence. It's all about personal power. Confidence, boldness. And so I see you taking yourself out of some sort of worry, stress, or anxiety by thinking about it very well. And once you speak up, you have this courage of the Knight of Wands going forth, saying your truth, speaking your truth, saying exactly what it is that you want. You will find yourself in a very beautiful place because you have the 9 of Cups. So emotionally this quarter, you're going to be really satisfied. You're really going to claim the benefits of you speaking up. So what is this about? Is this about actually speaking up? Does your job have to do with speaking to others? And you're going back and forth not knowing whether you should do it or not. Does your job require networking, perhaps? Or is this about, excuse me, speaking to someone who's causing you trouble in your life? Perhaps a landlord that you want to speak to, or speaking to your manager about a promotion, or speaking to your partner or friend about something that is really not going right and it's causing you stress. There's definitely here stress relating to others, and perhaps even being worried that you might be left alone, that others might leave you, they may not like you, something like that. Because you have the Nine of Swords here. It's depicting someone who went down the mines and then got lost. The crew or the people that let this person there left, went up, and then this person is all alone in despair. The night hit, they're hungry, they don't know how to get out of this situation, and they're seeing all these swords with the light, they're looking at the light. And so you kind of have an idea of what you can do in this desperate situation, in this critical situation that you might be in this quarter. And this idea, literally, this idea that you have with the Seven of Cups, that you're thinking about, applying this idea, going through it with boldness, with confidence, will make you reap the benefits out of it. And you do see yourself being very emotionally satisfied and happy. And it all boils down to you taking that decision, giving your back to comfort and deciding to make the bold move. Pile number 1. You even see the Knight of Wands depicted in this deck as riding a chariot. So there's movement, there's action taking here in your reading. You see a lion standing, showing personal power and strength, moving with strength. And that's what's required from you during this quarter. A strong, bold decision, and that one that requires speaking up. And I do see you this quarter making this move. And feeling happy about it, very proud of yourself, and being in a much better position now that you've taken that decision and you've spoken up. So let's take your tarot cards now and get more information about your quarter. It looks like a very interesting quarter for you here. One that is kind of like a cornerstone to your future. You're making a bold decision. You're changing course and moving towards something much better, especially with the riches showing up here in your reading. Do you see here? Alpha, A, Omega. And I really feel here with the Alpha, again, showing boldness and courage. During this quarter. All right, so now, thank you. Let's take a look at your cards, pile number 1. So you have, do you see that? You have the King of Wands. So the Knight of Wands in conjunction with the King of Wands. Beautiful, unbelievable. Okay, can you see? Yes, you can. All right. You have the Chariot. We were just talking about the Chariot a couple of seconds ago, right? You have the Two of Pentacles. So again, making a bold decision, going back and forth about something, just like we have the Two of Wands here. the Fool, a new start for you again, just like we saw. So this quarter is a very special quarter for you, pile number 1. And again, the 7 of Cups. It's unbelievable how your cards are repeating themselves. This is the highlight, obviously, of your quarter, pile number 1, as I can see in your reading here. Again, we can see you juggling back and forth between 2 ideas. But with the 2 of Wands, you kind of see that you're settling on one of them this quarter. And thinking about taking the right step towards yourself and moving along, taking it. So you see this quarter, at the end of this quarter, you'll be very proud of yourself because you're making a bold move and a bold choice. You're moving along with it. And it's going to cause a new start that is making you very happy. Pile number 1. Of course, this new start is going to differ from one person to the other. I'm seeing, to be honest with you, a couple of things. With the bell, for some of you, this is about actually working with something that has to do with speaking up. So maybe you're a therapist, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're even a writer. Maybe you have to speak to the public. Maybe you're a trainer. Maybe you want to create a course. There is something that has to do with you speaking or maybe presenting something and you're a little bit worried about it. For some of you, this could be speaking about an emotional, just like we see with the Lily of the Valley, an emotional situation with someone or a group of people. And you need to be bold and speak up your truth and say exactly how you feel and find the right way to bring it along and express yourself so that whatever is causing anxiety to you finally resides and you find your peace and your happiness. And for some of you, this has to do with a bold move when it comes to your job. Maybe it's about speaking to your manager, speaking with your business partners, negotiating a deal, negotiating a discount that will really help you out. Being bold and speaking up about something that's just causing a lot of stress for you. And once you do that, you will shift the dynamic of the whole year, where this quarter sets the stone and sets the temperature for the rest of the year, and how comfortable you'll be, how happy you'll be, and how you'll set the foundation properly moving forward in you building something here, whether in relationships or in your job. Pile number 1. Wow, it was 23 when we said that. So pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it. It's small, straight to the point. You won't procrastinate on reading it, and it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person, all while enjoying it. If you're interested in that, you'll find the link to the ebook down in the description box. And pile number 1, it was a pleasure, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. So you have chosen the beautiful Sodalite, love this stone, as well as the Willow. Interesting card choice indeed. Now, I can see how they're both relating to thinking here, but let's wait and see and take a look at the rest of your cards. So pile number 2, apologies. We're taking a look at your first quarter predictions of the year 2022. Wow. You have the moon with timing. Interesting. You also have Mercury in Taurus with resistance. Now your message is definitely coherent here. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards first. So you have the Eight of Swords. It's definitely coherent here, okay? You have the Ten of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. Wow. The Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles is amazing cards right next to each other. Lovely quarter for you. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, and you have the Six of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful cards. So it's a lovely quarter for you, but I'm seeing, in order for you to experience this wonderful energy, your quarter here is actually starting off with some sort of challenge with the Eight of Swords. You might feel a little bit stuck in one situation or the other. And you kind of feel here with the Eight of Swords that it's kind of impossible, that you've reached a dead end and you don't know how to get to the other side. You don't see, there is talk about you getting to the other side, isn't there? You crossing over to the other side. Now, that's going to differ, of course, since this is a general reading, from one person listening to this or the other. But we do see clearly that there is resistance, and I'll tell you resistance to what in a second, that's causing this stuck energy. You're not sure how to get to the other side, to free yourself and to feel happy, which is definitely going to be happening for you this quarter, pile number 2. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So the willow, it's really characterized by its thin and pliable branches, you know, its ability to bend. And so what we learn from here is to be more adaptable in your mindset about a certain situation. It seems like it's very important for you this quarter, especially that you do see resistance here. That's why I said from the beginning, your message is very coherent. It's very clear. So you might be a little stuck on a certain way of doing things, on a certain idea that is causing a little bit of resistance. And the Eight of Swords is all about thinking that one is stuck, when really it's not the case, it's not the truth. We're not really stuck. We may be seeing things in a way that may not be actually depicting the real situation. Sometimes we need to get out of our heads and the way we see things, so that we're able to see things from a different perspective and change our ways in order to change our situation. So you might find yourself this quarter in a situation where you'll need to be more flexible, pile number 2. To think of things in a different way, not be stuck on your thoughts of how you've always done things or how things have always been, but to embrace a new outlook, pile number 2, by doing things differently. And that will unstuck this resistant energy, the stuck energy that is happening to you at the moment. And you might be surprised by the results. In fact, not only will you be surprised, but you'll find yourself moving to the other side, even though initially it looked like it was impossible. Do you see how this is depicted here? You do see that this person standing right there on the cliff thinking, this is impossible to get to the other side. But funny enough, you will be moving to the other side. You have the moon, which really shows us there's some deep thought, thinking into the shadow or thinking into the blind spot in a direction that we haven't thought about before. And you have the owl in your card showing that this is going to need some wisdom from you. But once you think about this clearly, especially that you have the Sodalite. So this is an important quarter here for you when it comes to thinking. Thinking is really highlighted in your reading. The Sodalite is all about logical thinking. It's also about spiritual thinking, where you activate your crown chakra, you allow yourself to download information. So sit with yourself, go and introspect this quarter, pile number 2, and think of different ways of doing things, because your cards from this point moving forwards are giving amazing promises. You have the 10 of Pentacles, you have the 9 of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and you have the 6 of Cups. So with the 6 of Cups, I'm really seeing that you'll be achieving something that you love, something that you wanted for quite some time. Perhaps there's time related, by the way, to the 6 of Cups. This kind of shows that it's a wish that's been dragging on for a very long time, that you just wish you can experience. But since you've been stuck for quite a while, it's becoming a dream. And what your cards are saying here is that you'll be experiencing this quarter so much happiness with the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles showing a dream come true again. You have the Queen of Pentacles showing independence, or aka in your reading, this is meaning freedom. You're experiencing freedom, finally freeing yourself, being independent from this situation. Also, the Queen of Pentacles is about pampering yourself, taking care of yourself. And just by being flexible, you're creating a lot of happiness in your life in one area or the other. Pile number 2, you're finally moving to the other side, to the side where you really want to be. Pile number 2. So all the best of luck with that. Wow, and it's 33. Again, and you do see even your other oracle card, it talks about moving to the other side, where on one side you have the Taurus representing the resistance, and then on the other side you have a bird and you have the leaves flowing freely. You have the notion or the idea of freedom, crossing to the other side through flexibility. Unbelievable. So your message is very consistent here, pile number 2. A strong decision has to be made. In fact, you have 5 here, and you have 2 and 3, which is another 5, all showing change as opposed to resistance. Wonderful, wonderful, pile number 2. I wish you all the best of luck with that. All right, and it seems you are going to be crossing to the other side. All right, so let's take a look at the rest of your cards and find out more information about your predictions for the first quarter. what to expect. So what can pile number 2 expect in the first quarter of the year 2022, please? What is their prediction and what should they expect this quarter, please? Okay. So, pile number 2, you have... I hope I didn't say pile number 3. Apologies for that if I said that. So you have Temperance. Love this Temperance card. You have... Ooh, you have the High Priestess. We were just talking about downloading information, and the High Priestess is really someone who's broad-minded. Someone who's open to information, who is very wise, downloads information, of course, but is also someone who just wants to do the right thing, wants the right information. It doesn't matter whether this information is accepted by society or not. It doesn't matter if it's something that the High Priestess hasn't tried before or comfortable with. The High Priestess is only after the right knowledge. And so she has the open mind. You see how the moon is right on top of her crown chakra here. And so the High Priestess is open to the right information. That's why she has the capability of downloading, because she has the open-mindedness to download this information, to only accept what's right. And again, this is kind of showing this invitation to have an open mind, to see what works rather than what we're comfortable with and what we want to do. Okay? So you also have the 7 of Pentacles. You have, wow, the World. What a card to have for this quarter, okay? And you have the 7 of Wands. So the first thing I'm noticing, by the way, is that you have the sun. You have the sun, you have the moon, and you have Mother Earth, Gaia. And so this is showing me that you may want to look at things from different perspectives. You know how when we stand on the moon, we take a look at the earth and see it from another perspective. And when we're standing on earth, we can see the moon and the sun and so on. And so take your time to think, pile number 2, to develop your idea, to develop your thought, because this 7 of Pentacles in specific is showing someone who's pregnant, someone who's going to birth something. And the World shows us that it's the end of a cycle for you this quarter and the beginning of a new cycle. But in order for you to form this new idea on how to step on the other side, since this could be a tricky situation, you might want to consider other ideas that you may not have considered in the past. You see how these mermaids, these mermen, are shocked with this diver, and maybe this diver has a message for them, and they just need to take the time to listen to what they consider as an outsider or an outsider idea or a thought. Maybe they like what he has to say. Maybe this is not a bad person after all, or maybe it's not a bad idea after all. Just give yourself time to think about it, to go back and forth between the different ideas and weigh out the advantages and the disadvantages of everything before you make a quick decision. And by thinking about it thoroughly and quietly you'll birth a new idea that will end a certain cycle this quarter and will help you move to a new cycle for the rest of the year. So a critical decision is to be made here in this quarter. One that will shift you to the other side, as we said from the very beginning. So pile number 2, all the best of luck with that. I hope you reach a wonderful decision and do the right thing for you, because it's really showing a lot of beautiful cards here. The 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups, all showing that you're shifting realities. You're moving into another to the other side where you're happy, where you're fulfilled, where you feel like you've achieved what you wanted. And that's by shifting your perspective and being more flexible. So all the best of luck with that, my dear pile number 2. That was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it. It's small, straight to the point, so you won't procrastinate on reading it. And it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. So if you're interested in that, pile number 2, please don't forget to check it out. You'll find the link to the book down in the description box. And pile number 2, it was a real pleasure, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Wow, 44. Did you catch that? No, it was 44. Hi, pile number 3. So you have chosen the beautiful white Howlite as well as the Hawthorn. What an interesting tree. A tree that's been really respected by the Celtic mythology. It's considered one of the most sacred trees. All right, so let's put it aside for now and take a look at your quarter predictions for the year 2022 and see why this tree came up for you. Let's first take a look at your oracle cards. So you have the Book of Shadows with experience. All right. You have the Moon in Virgo with order. Loving this energy. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, you have the Page of Cups, which is presented by the Princess of Cups in this deck. That's how it looks like. You have the Prince of Discs, which is the Knight of Pentacles. All right. You have the Magician. Okay. You have the 10 of Swords. And what an interesting 10 of Swords. You see how they're robbing a mummy here, disturbing its peace, robbing the gold from the tomb. There's a statue right there, disrespecting everything. Okay. Disrespecting the sacredness of the situation. And you have you have a lot of knights in your reading. So you have the Knight of Cups as well as the Knight of Pentacles. What a reading. So much energy here, so much going on this quarter for you, pile number 3. So obviously there are many things going on in this quarter for you, pile number 3. Speaking of 3, we're taking a look at 3 different areas of your life. Let's split them so that we can talk about them here. Okay, so let's start first things first. In terms of your relationship, it's really in order this quarter. There are several suggestions here. Either you're single and meeting someone, or you're either in a relationship. Whichever case, I'm seeing your love life, which is appearing very strong here in your reading, as in order. And so you might either be meeting someone, new love that's coming into your life this quarter that you will really enjoy, or that you're already in a relationship that you're really enjoying. Because the Hawthorn is, like I said, in Celtic mythology, it's one of the most sacred trees, and it symbolizes love and protection. And so also it can live for over 400 years, so there's longevity here, meaning the connections that you're forming in this quarter are connections that will stand the test of time, that are there to stay. You even, in Celtic mythologies, brides were allowed to collect the hawthorn sprigs and flowers. That was allowed because wearing them on their hair or on their bouquet symbolizes their union of love. So as you see, there is tranquility in this area, especially with the white Howlite, which symbolizes tranquility. It calms down stress or anger or any form of negativity. So you see a lot of beautiful energy in this area of your life. For a lot of you, this is a new beginning with the Page of Cups, a new offer coming in. It's someone who you're going to be creating a lot of memories with, a lot of beautiful experience. And as the moon in Virgo suggests here, your love life is very much in order when it comes to the first quarter of 2022. Something so beautiful that you will love. In terms of your work or your studies, pile number 3, you're doing great this quarter as well. You do see here with the Knight of Pentacles in conjunction to the Magician, there's a lot of work being done. You're very focused on your work. You're very skilled in what you're doing. And there's steadfast energy. You're moving slowly but surely with force forward. You're creating something wonderful. The Magician here is coming in to show us that you're working with a lot of skill, with a lot of experience, and you're doing lovely this quarter when it comes to work. You're moving quickly. You're not procrastinating. You're leaving nothing that's undone when it comes to your work, and you're moving at a very good pace, a very consistent is the right word, at a consistent pace this quarter, moving towards your goals or your dreams very well. So it's a very good start to your year, making sure that there is not velocity but momentum towards your dreams. You do see that the Page of Pentacles here is depicted as standing on the Chariot, so there's a lot of movement forward. There's a lot of Yes, you're creating momentum is exactly what I want to say when it comes to your work. Pile number 3. Now, let's move on to the third event that I see depicted in your predictions of this quarter. Pile number 3. It seems like you will be dealing with some sort of shady person, so be careful. This might be a friend. It's obviously outside your work, outside your love life. Maybe because it's next to your work, it might be related to your work, but for some of you. But all in all, you will be meeting someone this quarter who seems to be all loving on the outside with the Knight of Cups. Also, remember, the Knight of Cups could be depicted as someone who is quite romantic, but maybe a player. Or initially might be honest with their feelings, but they can turn out to be shady later on because they're always after what they want, really. It's not mature energy. And you do see here that on the surface they will appear as quite sweet and lovely person, but on the inside or in the shadows, they will not be acting in your best interest at all. They could be allowing themselves to take things that are not theirs, sorry. They could be quite shady behind the scenes, and they're all about getting what they want, no matter how it could be done. So be very careful with that type of energy. This quarter, pile number 3, make sure that this is the second time I see this this energy in this month's reading. This is not the first time I see this. And so if you've picked another pile before that said the same thing, then be careful. Pile number 3. Do you see how your cards are literally depicting that? And so be careful here. You might be meeting someone this quarter who you have to be quite discerning with. You have to use your discernment with. Don't trust people straight away this quarter. Take your time to get to know the people that you're meeting, because you don't want any shady business going on behind the scenes. And so the real way to avoid this is to not be very trusting, to not be very excited very quickly. Take your time to study situations, to study people, to see what they're all about. And find out if they could be doing some shady business behind your back. If it's coming in your reading, there's definitely something that you can do about it. And it's all about taking things slow so that you have the time to pinpoint what's wrong. Pile number 3. Who's doing what behind your back? Only time will show, as well as you taking things slowly with discernment. This way you'll be able to discover what's going wrong. Pile number 3. And don't worry, pile number 3, if you're worried about this shady person. You are definitely going to beat this person. Beat is not the right word. I mean, protect yourself from this person. You will find out very quickly who that is, because you have the Hawthorn as the main card of your reading, and the Hawthorn is known as the fairy tree. The reason for that is because fairies lived under the Hawthorn tree as its guardians. So that's one of the reasons why it was treated with great respect, by the way. So don't worry. Pile number 3. Obviously, you're greatly protected. And one of the reasons that we can see that you're greatly protected is that you can already see it in your reading. You just need to be careful. Don't jump into things out of excitement in this quarter. Whoever you'll meet and discuss things with that make you excited, take your time to study it and to think about it before you give a final response, so that you don't have other people coming in to take what's not theirs. Pile number 3. I'm thanking Spirit very much for this kind message and for you to know and learn more about it now. And so now it's time for us to take your tarot cards and get more information about this quarter for you. A very eventful quarter here. So can we kindly get more information for pile number 3 about their first quarter, please? 3, 4, ooh, wow, 6. They wanted to come out, right? So pile number 3, you have the Knight of Swords. You have a lot of knights in your reading. Unbelievable. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Some sort of immature energy here. You have the 8 of Pentacles. You have the 3 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of velocity here when it comes to your work. That's what we noticed from the very beginning in this quarter. Things are moving quickly for you. Pile number 3. All right. You have the Knight of Cups again. And you see where it's landing? Right under the Knight of Cups. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So there's a great warning about this person in your reading. Be careful. Pile number 3. Just keep your eyes open. That's exactly the message. Keep your eyes open. Don't believe people too quickly. Again, you have the Page of Cups. This will turn out to be an immature person. There to play, there to take what's not theirs. Be careful with this person is one of the strongest messages here that you have in your reading. We're pretty much really seeing the same thing. We're seeing with the Knight of Swords, be equally strong. Do you see? Showing strength will not allow this person to play games. They will see that you are very you're a person who cuts what doesn't fit, what's not right. You'll be very quick to call out what you don't like, to pinpoint with confidence what's not right and what you don't accept, or maybe even cut them off altogether, depending on what the situation is. It doesn't mean that you will be cutting this person off, but it could mean that you will be cutting their dishonesty out, pinpointing what you don't like and saying that you don't accept that, putting your foot down, showing clearly what's right and what's wrong. No gray area to play around with. Now, this is coming in with the 8 of Pentacles. So perhaps for a lot of you, this person is related to your work. So be careful with the people you deal with here at work during this quarter. If you're careful, you will be getting your rights very well. And so here's the thing. If you're not careful, they'll be taking money from you, or they'll be taking a share from you. But if you are careful and you stand up for what is rightfully yours, making things very clear, you will be getting exactly what you deserve. Pile number 3, and that's the exact message. And so, other than that, your work, like we said, is going with great velocity. You're moving up very quickly towards your goal. And with the 3 of Wands, it's again discussing a new love endeavor here for you, a new beginning that you're embarking on with some person. For a lot of you, this is new love, a new person coming in, and it's a person that you really enjoy. Again, with the Page of Cups, a new offer coming in, a new beginning that you will really enjoy and create new experiences with. So, quarter that is very eventful for you, obviously a very important quarter. All the best of luck with that, my dear pile number 3. I'm very happy for you. I know you're protected. I know you are the boss. Pile number 3, you're gonna do great. And that was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. And it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. And if you're interested in that, you'll find the link to the book down in the description box. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure. I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. So you have chosen the beautiful Amazonite as well as the Ragwort. What an interesting reading already. So let's take a look at the rest of your cards to find out your predictions for the first quarter of 2022. And so pile number 4, you have, you have the 6-rayed star with unification. This also reminds me of the Merkaba. All right, which is the Merkaba, of course. Let's keep it here. You have Mars in Aquarius with rebellion. What is going on here? Interesting pile, okay? What an interesting combination. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, you have the 2 of Swords. You have the 6 of Swords. This is uncanny here with the 6 of Swords. All right. You have the King of Wands. Fast movement forward. Unbelievable. There's big changes for you in the first quarter this year. Pile number 4. You have the 2 of Pentacles. So the 2 of Swords and a 2 of Pentacles. A very important decision to be made this quarter, as I've noticed from the very beginning. And you have the King of Pentacles ending your reading. Now that's a very significant quarter for you. Pile number 4. So this quarter, pile number 4, it seems like, as we can clearly see here, there is a strong decision that you're going to be taking. And for a lot of you, this decision actually has to do with traveling or moving from one place to the other. Let's dissect your cards here. You have the Ragwort, of course, which was your main card in this reading. And for a lot of people, the Ragwort is considered as an invasive weed. But for, what is it called? The cinnabar moth. For the cinnabar moth, it's its sole source of food. And so, this could signify that you might be the right person for the right job or the right people, but you may be planted in the wrong place. You're simply growing in the wrong place. And so this is why we have rebellion here with Mars and Aquarius. Aquarius is very bold. Aquarius energy is a pioneer. It does what is right, regardless of whether people think it's acceptable or not. And that's why the Aquarius can sometimes be called eccentric, because Aquarius is actually eccentric. It's not afraid to go against the grain. In a lot of the times, this eccentricity could be due to their progressive thinking, them seeing what others haven't seen yet. And so again, this signifies you perhaps realizing this quarter that you're in the wrong place. Maybe you're in the wrong job or the wrong town. Maybe it's not really, isn't really something wrong with you, but you're just in the wrong place. Especially with the Amazonite, because it's all about filtration. Filtrating electromagnetic pollution or your thoughts, environmental influences, helping you to be more discerning, take the right decision, help you filter. So there's filtration happening in this quarter. And I believe strongly that it has to do with you leaving something or traveling, because we have the Merkaba here with the 6th-rayed star. And the Merkaba is like a chariot, an ascension soul vehicle. And it's kind of like, as you can see, an energetic structure with sacred geometry that strengthens you and protects you as you move from one consciousness or travel from one consciousness between two realities or two dimensions, without compromising your vibration as you travel. And so we're seeing here the idea of traveling, but it's a bold move here with rebellion. And so you might not actually travel or move this quarter. You might be slowly thinking about it or taking some steps to make that move. You're considering it, you're highly considering it, thinking about it. This move could be this quarter, it could be the next, it could be throughout this year, and it could simply be in the next coming years even. But you're definitely realizing this quarter that you may be planted in the wrong place, and that you're slowly, you see, taking a look at the other side and thinking, should I move to the other side? Should I consider moving away? And with this consideration, you're actually taking some steps with the King of Wands here. Steps like asking questions, or maybe doing a couple of interviews, or actually opening up to see what offers you have, or maybe even saving up for it. Checking plane tickets, checking rent in the place that you want to travel to or move to. Or maybe this is about moving to another apartment, another home. There is one grand move that you want to do, and you're highly thinking about it this quarter. You're starting to take action on it this quarter, even if it's as simple as asking questions and planning for it, but you've finally realized, pile number 4, that you're in the wrong place. And with the King of Pentacles, I feel like maybe you've realized this before, but maybe now you're in a better place to start thinking about this move. Maybe you now have more experience to leave the job that you're currently in and seek another. You finally have the experience that you need. Or maybe you have the finances that you need to move to another home on your own. Maybe you're renting homes with other people, you're sharing homes, and now you feel like you want to have your own place. Or maybe that bold move has to do with leaving your position at work and doing your own business. Or maybe it's another bold decision that has to do with you leaving a city, a town, a state, or the whole country. You know, that's going to differ between the people watching this pile. It's a general reading. But overall, there's one grand decision that you're greatly considering this quarter, going back and forth, thinking about how you're going to apply it, and what you're going to do about it. You now have the means or the power to at least start considering this bold move forward, because you've been realizing for quite a while that you are in the wrong place. There's nothing really wrong with you, as much as it's about the people or the place surrounding you, pile number 4. You've been trying to solve a situation for a very long time, and you finally realized, it's really not about you. It's about your environment. And sometimes you can't really change your environment, and you have the power over yourself to change you and your situation. So now that we've had a good look at your situation this quarter, what you're thinking about, what you're going through, let's get more information with regards to your predictions this quarter. Pile number 4. Okay. So we have, the Chariot movement. You see, we're talking about movement. We literally said the Merkaba is the chariot here of the soul. So there is movement happening. You have the Queen of Swords making a bold decision that is discerning. You're planning for it, because the Queen of Swords is someone that takes the time to plan for things properly, to make sure that you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's, made meticulous plans. Is not a queen that moves straight away, but takes her time to consider everything, consider the situation fully, and make sure that you can do that move when it's possible, but it's hitting your mind. And during this quarter, the more time passes, the more this will be playing in your mind, and the more you'll be thinking about it seriously. At least, again, in terms of planning and thinking about things carefully. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You see things changing for you energetically this quarter. And so while you may not really see this movement in the 3D, but energetically around you, things are moving, and soon you will be moving as well. Ooh, this wants to come out. What's this? You have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. For a lot of you, this could be moving jobs. Okay, or changing location for your jobs. And you have the Ace of Swords. Unbelievable. You're gaining clarity. This quarter is all about gaining clarity. Thinking about things straight. And it's like the 6th-rayed star. You see how we said moving between 2 realities or dimensions. And so while in the 3D you could be in one place, energetically you're moving into another reality. You're moving into another dimension through the plans that you're making, through the clarity that you're gaining. And especially with the King of Pentacles, through the capabilities that you have at the moment. You'll be using your experience, perhaps even your finances, what you've saved up, your power, your connections, to help you with this shift in reality. Because soon, my dear pile number 4, you're actually filtering yourself out of a difficult situation or an unfavorable situation that wasn't really serving you in so many ways. Perhaps it stood there as a hindrance to many things that you wanted to achieve in life. And you fighting and constantly going against the grain, you realize that is not very productive. And now that you have the means and the clarity to change things, this quarter you will be making some big, bold plans so that you can in the future make this very important move that you have in mind. And with this move, pile number 4, you'll find a lot of fortune and good luck. It's like the wheels of fate are turning to your favor, assisting you to make this move. And with this move, you're getting a lot of benefits. You're getting exactly what you've worked for and what you've planned for and exactly what you want. You're receiving that with this move. So all the best of luck with that. Pile number 4. I hope this move becomes very successful for you. I hope that you find the strength that I see in your energy here to make that bold move, to plan it out very well, and to take yourself from the environment where you're seen as weed into the environment where you're seen as the soul food, the soul request or need for the other people, where you're greatly loved, needed, and appreciated. Pile number 4. All the best of luck with this planning. May you have a wonderful, blessed life ahead. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it. It's small, straight to the point, so you won't procrastinate on reading it. And it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying it. And if you're interested in that, please don't forget to check it out. You'll find it down in the description box. And pile number 4, it was such a pleasure and an honor doing this reading for you. Thank you for allowing me to do that. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.